how am I gonna go ahead and do this? If I go ahead and do this, yeah, no more beams. Alright. What's up, agents? Zero here, welcome back to another Random Game Friday video, and today I am playing Prison Planet, and this is actually made by Springloaded software, and they are the exact same developers as Tiny Dice Dungeon. If you guys have seen the 3 or 4 videos that I've done on those, I can't remember how many it was exactly. Yes, it's the exact same developers as that, so if you take a closer look, you can definitely see it has the pixel graphics that you would expect from Springloaded, which is pretty awesome, all things considered. I am not gonna lie about that. But yeah, so this is an early access, and I will not be providing a link to the early access version of the game just because I do not know whether or not I'm allowed to give that out. However, I will at the very least give you guys a link to the Springloaded Discord server as well as their YouTube channel, which, speaking of their YouTube channel, they are actually currently doing a speedrun development of their next game, which, by the way, this game was technically a result of a speedrun development, so definitely go ahead and show them some support because they do amazing work with their games. I mean, I can't even deny that. Honestly, if I were to deny that, it would be a complete and utter lie. Also, quick shameless plug. If you guys are interested in buying a custom skin pack for Minecraft Bedrock Edition, I will have a link down in the description where you guys can check that out. I just recently launched the service, so if you guys want to get that, you can. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with this. So, before I go ahead and get started, I've done some work since I actually started playing this game, technically speaking, so if you guys play this game for yourself, you are not going to have near as much progress as I have right now, so do keep this in mind. But yeah, so this is what my prison actually looks like as of right now. So there's quite a bit of stuff going on right here. So yeah, this is actually a really interesting game, I'm not gonna lie. This is what I would personally describe as like an idle tycoon of some sort. Maybe I'm giving this the improper style, but that's not the point of this video. So what I'm gonna first start off by doing is I'm gonna go ahead and go into my research station, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a bit of research. I have the option to either do alien races, which that's going to take an hour to research, or I can go ahead and do some facilities, which that's going to take 6 hours to research, so that's definitely going to take a long time. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to research alien races, at least for right now, and if you take a look at the bottom right, I do have the option to speed it up by watching an ad, which, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Spring-Loaded software, I actually have to give them credit as far as ads are concerned in their games, because they'll only force you to watch the ads if you choose to watch the ads, and at the same time, if you choose to watch the ads, you actually get a reward in return, and it depends on what the game is and what kind of reward you're trying to get. So again, I have to give Springloaded credit for that. So if you think about it, technically speaking, it's ad-free in a sense, if you like really think about it hard. But yeah, so I'm just gonna let that sit. I'm not gonna watch an ad, so I'm gonna have to come back to this later in the video after the hour has technically passed. So here's what I'm gonna go ahead and get started on doing. So first off, I want to show you guys what all these menu buttons technically are on the right side of the screen. So this top one right here just basically shows what I'm producing as of right now. I've got 89 energy extra than what I normally would end up, well, actually, that is what I am producing. I'm just not producing way more than I technically need. I'm also producing over 26 oxygen that I'm going to need as of right now. And then I also do have 0% of water, and if I remember correctly, that's like greenhouse stuff. I can't remember exactly. I have to look at the menus, but I actually do not need those resources as of right now. I'm actually holding off building the proper facilities until I actually need that stuff. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the menu options. I'm going to go from the bottom up. So this bottom button, I can go ahead and watch an ad to get double the amount of stuff for 10 minutes, or I can buy for $8.99 to permanently disable ads as well as increase other stuff. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about that right now. We also have options, which obviously you would expect options to have different things for you guys to look at. Not really too important for this video. And then the last three buttons are actually the important buttons to the actual gameplay itself. So we've got this button right here, which this allows me to go ahead and add additional buildings to my actual prison itself. I'm not going to go into too much detail, at least as of right now, but I do, at least for the moment, want to go ahead and build myself a vault, because I'm actually maxed out on money right now, so I can't actually earn more money yet. And do I have... okay, I have enough money to go ahead and buy another one. Alright, and... okay, no, I do not have more to do that. Okay, good to know. Next up, I have the option to upgrade things inside of the actual prison. This is actually the prison part of the actual game itself, which I'm going to show in just a quick moment, but I have the option to increase the amount of lasers that I actually have, as well as speed up the actual lasers themselves. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly what this means, and I'm going to go ahead and do this, like, legitimately, like, right now. So let's go ahead and do this, and I can go ahead and choose which set of convicts that I want to go ahead and import to my prison. So I can either take this human prisoner Betty for an additional $29 per day to actually have in my prison. I could have Sharon, which will give me $30, or I can take these two convicts, which is Charles as a human and Anne as this Clugs Elite. If I'm looking at this correctly, I'm kind of far from my screen at the moment. And this effectively gives me $30 plus 38, so $68 per day for these two prisoners. So I'm actually going to go ahead and accept these guys. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and put these guys inside of one of these containment cells, which this has 8 free spaces for prisoners, but prisoners in here do not generate money. And it might seem a bit odd that I'm putting them in here for right now, but my logic is that I'm kind of trying to separate these guys out just for my personal reasons. And admittedly, I'm going to do this a little bit later, but I think just to show you guys what the prison actually does, I'm going to go ahead and import them into this basic cell, at least for right now. So I have only one laser available for the cell. Okay, so, alright, good to know. Alright, I didn't even realize that. So, you know what? For the sake of right now, because I apparently wasn't paying that close attention, let's go ahead and put them both inside of here with these other guys. And here's how this actually plays out. So you have this little laser module that I can go ahead and move around. I can also like tap elsewhere on the screen and they'll basically teleport over to where I want them to. And so here's what I need to go ahead and do. I need to go ahead and deploy my lasers, and this is effectively going to restrain the amount of area that these guys are able to freely move around. And there's this orange button on the top, which if I tap that, that's going to shuffle the prisoners around inside of this cell so that I could hopefully get a decent, like, arrangement of these guys if I really wanted to do that. But yeah, so that's what actually ends up happening. And as you can tell, these guys do not go past the actual lasers themselves, which is smart, all things considered. So what I'm actually going to go ahead and do is something that you might find a little bit dumb, but there's actually a reason why I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. And that's the fact that I'm going to actually end up killing one of my prisoners. I know that sounds a bit morbid, I will admit to that, but there's actually a reason why I'm doing this. So there we go. just lost a prisoner because I decided to do that. So now that I'm thinking about that, it was actually a dumb move because, well, I'm limited on the amount of lasers that I actually have to work with. Alright. So I have to be, like, super strategic at this point in time because of, well, I don't really have a lot of lasers to work with. And that's actually because I used lasers on my other cells. That's actually the legit reason why. So, how am I gonna go ahead and do this? If I go ahead and do this, yeah, no more beams. Alright, fine, so, alright. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and retry this by watching this ad. And I'm going to skip through this ad in editing, so just so you guys are aware. Alright, so I have my prisoners back, and actually the reason why I wanted to originally kill one of my prisoners is actually because it's actually a really interesting mechanic in that particular regard that I want to try to show off if I even can. I don't know, like, how easily I will be able to do that, but I'm gonna at least attempt. Again, it's not gonna be super easy. There we go. So I just separated those guys, and so I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do this. You know what? Maybe I might just not do that in one of these particular. In this particular instance, because actually, I think I can go ahead. There we go, that works, I guess. So, let me see if I can try and get these guys blocked off here. Alright, there we go. They actually blocked up a lot of space. And if you take a look at the top left, that's actually the clear conditions for the prison itself. That's actually why I failed, because I ran out of lasers to contain these guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and try this. Alright, it looks like if I deploy this last laser correctly. There we go, I got it. Alright, next. Alright, so here's actually why I wanted to kill off my last prisoner, or at least one of the prisoners, and that's actually because I can actually go ahead and create a graveyard for this, which is actually a really nice detail. Admittedly, I did this on purpose, I will admit to that. But this can also be achieved accidentally, which I'm sure you guys will probably get. So I'm going to build the cemetery right here. And as you can tell, inmate has actually been sent to the cemetery. And should I choose, which actually I'm going to do this maybe potentially later, not right now, not in this video, unfortunately for this guy, I can go ahead and effectively reanimate them, which, if you think about it, sounds weird because that's a zombie kind of thing, but that's not the point. If I go ahead and click on this guy, I can revive this guy and put him back into my prison, but I have to watch an ad to go ahead and do this. Again, I'm not going to do this in this video, but that's just an option that you guys do technically have, just so you guys are aware. And there we go, I closed that down, I think. Alright, so yeah, that's the basics of how this game actually does end up working. And also, I do have the option to go ahead and put some of these guys on parole, which effectively I release them and I get money in return from them, which I actually found this particular feature on accident, all things considered, because I didn't realize I could actually click on the prisoners in the prison, but that's the point. So this guy I actually can put on parole, and if I do that, I can earn $30 from him, which that's actually not good as of right now, because I only get a profit of 56 from them per day that they're actually in prison, so that's less. So let's see if I can potentially find a prisoner that I can get for more than their current parole. So you can do 38. You get $1.01, right? I literally just put you in there. Alright, so I imagine it's probably gonna be one of these humans inside one of these other cells, or maybe one of the blue prisoners inside of the right. I can't actually remember what species they are. So 39. Yeah, so I may have to do some searching. Maybe I don't actually have one of these guys up to what I need them to be to get them on parole. Suppose is fine. I mean, it's just kind of like how long your prisoners have actually been in the prison, technically speaking. But yeah, you know what? I think what I'm gonna do at this point, first off, I want to check to see if potentially I can build. No, I cannot build another vault, which is fine, but I do want to see if I can potentially upgrade anything. Okay, so I can buy more lasers. I can buy two more lasers. I can buy 2 more lasers. Okay, that's actually pretty helpful, all things considered. Alright, so what I'm actually going to go ahead and do, I'm going to pause this video because I have obviously less than an hour before this research is done. So I'm going to take a break, and it actually does work in the background. I do not actually have to have the game open. I will actually earn money off of my prisoners during that time. So it is technically an idle game, so that's actually good, all things considered. But yeah, so here's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Like I said, I'm going to let this run in the background. I will be back later to see exactly what's been going on, because I imagine my research is going to be done by the time actually I get back. And actually, speaking of, I actually could buy a research lab, which that's actually a good thing. I can do that. I'm still gonna wait the time out, but at the same time, I've effectively got 45 minutes left on the timer. So if I were to buy a research lab, this is actually why I have as many research labs as I technically have. If I buy one of these and I do not have enough for another research lab, fine. But if I now take a look at my research, I just lost 5 minutes on the timer because I added another research lab. So that's why I have as many research labs as I have. It speeds up the process. But yeah, so like I said, I've been talking a lot. Obviously, I'm going to go away for a bit of time. Obviously, I only have like 40 minutes left. But when I come back, I should have the research all completely done. And then we should hopefully have a new prisoner type to go ahead and put into the system, which that's going to be great. And we'll see if we can potentially get one of these guys in the system. Obviously, I don't know for sure because it's a random chance, but we'll see. And maybe I might get myself a few more prisoners in that time just to kind of earn a little bit more money, hopefully. Alright, so technically speaking, well over an hour has passed since I actually ended up starting the research. And I do want to go ahead and mention really quick is that apparently during this time frame, I maxed out on my money, which I can't say I'm too terribly surprised because the vaults are what maxes these kind of things out. So before I go ahead and check out my research, let's go ahead and build as many vaults as I possibly can. It's probably just going to be 1 or 2, I imagine, because that just seems to be the thing. Yeah, I can only buy 1. I'm not too terribly surprised. But let's go ahead and actually, before I go ahead and check out my research. So if you remember, I realized it's not too long ago since the last edit, but I did actually end up choosing to research a new type of alien, and I'm gonna check that in a quick moment. But apparently I figured out if this actually still is available. Yeah, apparently I have this little pink type of alien, which actually kind of looks familiar if you think about it a little bit, at least as far as my channel is concerned. Obviously a completely different color, but you guys get the point. But that's not what I'm trying to get. But the reason why I bring this up is for one reason and one reason alone. I already said that this is an early access, so I do not know whether or not this is going to be the same type of alien, just as some form of bug, or if this is a completely different alien. So this is going to be like a legit test. in this particular regard. So we're going to see exactly what's going on. And okay, so that answers that question. Okay, that's good to know. And then I can go ahead and research another alien race, or I can research facilities, which I'm actually going to go ahead and research facilities. However, I'm not going to show the result in this video just because I'm kind of short on time. Hopefully, if I do another video in the near future, you'll see some more significant progress that I'm going to end up making. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and choose this. And again, as I said before, I could speed things up by watching an ad, but I'm not going to do that, at least as of right now. But one thing I do want to go ahead and do at the very least is see if I can potentially, yes, I can go ahead and upgrade the speed of my lasers, which that's going to be great. And I actually don't know how many of these I'm going to be able to add. Okay, so I can only go up to 37, which I have 32 in use, so 5 I can still use. Alright, so that's actually not too bad. And as far as adding some additional stuff to my prison, I'm actually going to be ending off the video relatively soon, because as of right now, there's really not a whole heck of a lot I can show you right now. Again, it's still in early access, but it's still an awesome concept. I'm not going to lie about that. But maybe potentially, okay, no, I cannot buy another research lab. I'm actually about 3/4 of the way there, I believe. So it's going to be a while before I can go ahead and hopefully speed up my research and get the building super quick. So I suppose what I could do before I end things off is I could see if potentially I could get myself... Oh my gosh, I just brought in those new prisoners and I'm having some issues here. Okay, so apparently I need water in order to be able to continue on. That's actually good to know. Alright, so I need to go ahead and add that in. That's actually a really useful feature. I did know this existed, admittedly, but you guys obviously didn't if you're watching this video. So there we go. We got ourselves a water facility, and let's just add a second one in just to be safe. And technically speaking, there are other facilities that I could add. I have this biofarm, which I don't think I need right now, so I'm going to hold off until I actually need it before I actually go ahead and build this. Again, I'm ending the video off before too long, but I do want to see if potentially I have... I do not. I did not get one of the new types of convicts. You know, I suppose what I could do is just buy a couple more to see if I might potentially get one. No, apparently I did not. You know what? That's fine. I imagine eventually I will get the new type of alien to go ahead and put into the prison. But yeah, this is what Prison Planet is, at least as of right now. As I said, this is currently in early access, so things could obviously change. I could potentially get like new stuff into the actual prison itself later on down the road, and that's ignoring like all the upgrades that I will eventually get. Maybe they're just gonna add more stuff that I could possibly get to. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna go ahead and end things off. And like I said, I am not providing a link down in the description to the actual beta simply because I do not know if I'm actually allowed to do that. But Springloaded Software is actually a company that I would recommend that you follow because they actually do some relatively decent work with their games. To say it's 100% amazing would be going... Well, admittedly, their games are amazing, I will say that much, but I just don't know, like, what their plans are for the future, so I'm saying things I probably shouldn't even need to say. I guess I should probably stop here. But yeah, this is where I'm ending things off, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. But more than make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Stews. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I'll see you guys later.